So in today's video, we're going to talk about a 5-step guide to handling difficult board members. So as many of you CAMs or board members or even residents, there's always a time when you're dealing with one or two or multiple difficult board members. So in today's video, we want to give you a guide that'll give you a better understanding of how to deal with it. One of my favorite authors is Stephen Covey. So many of the items that I'm going to mention today or the 5-step guide do come from his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So the first step is being proactive. So first you should be seeking to understand, then to be understood. So what does that mean? In general terms, if you're a board member and you have a difficult board member on your association board, you want to really understand where this board member is coming from. You want to try to ask questions. Many times they'll tell you a high-level concern, but you can't just take that for face value. What you have to do is continue to ask more questions so that you can truly understand what that person's concern is. Step 2 is to communicate effectively. So what you want to do is once you understand the concern of that particular board member, if you have any concerns, you want to address those concerns with that individual, but you want to do so in a non-confrontational way. You want to avoid blaming that person or saying that they're wrong. Really what you want to take is the approach of trying to find a common ground that's going to benefit both the association and the board of directors. The third step is finding win-win solutions. So now that you know what the challenge is, what you want to do is put first things first. So what are the first things first? Is really the community. As a board, you're really there to address the concerns of the community. So you want to create goals and tasks that are tied to that you can ultimately resolve the challenges that you're currently having with that board member in the best interest of the community. Step 4 is making sure that you're establishing boundaries. So even if you've taken the necessary steps to understand what the concern is for that board member, and they continue to be disrespectful and they continue to go outside of what normal boundaries are, then you want to make sure that you establish respect with that individual. So how can you do that? Number 1, the board of directors could work closely with the association's attorney to create a code of conduct for the board of directors. And also the attorney will reference the association's bylaws or documents. So then that way you have a set of procedures of how the board should be conducting themselves, whether it be in board meetings or even outside of board meetings. The last and final step, which is step 5, is creating good synergy for the community. So as I've mentioned before, you have a big responsibility to your homeowners to do what's right for the community as a whole, not as an individual board member. So now that you've found the common ground with the entire board, what you need to do as a leader is to encourage the rest of the board members to find that common ground and find that common objective that you have for your community. By bringing in all those resources of whatever abilities each board member has and collectively bringing in those strengths, you can ultimately accomplish the vision that you and your board members have for your community. So in conclusion, dealing with difficult board members can be a challenge, and unfortunately in many cases, it is common in the association world. However, it shouldn't be a reason for you as a leader of your community association to give up on your entire community. It's really to understand of what steps or principles should I apply to be able to get through these individuals. In my experience, I know that there's been great breakthroughs when individuals take this kind of approach to deal with each other. Ultimately, there's a lot of benefits to community associations when you're bringing in different ideas and different input. That different input actually provides excellent output to the residents when you can break through these challenges. So if you want to learn a little bit more of how to deal with difficult board members and you'd like to learn a little bit more about Affinity, please make sure to visit our website, managedbyaffinity.com. Also make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as we have weekly videos coming out. I'll see you in our next video.